going, people? Today is July 13th. Uh, we are scheduled to fly out on the 20th, which is actually our 23rd wedding anniversary. Close on the house, which was an ordeal in itself. And I don't know, it's just like what I don't understand is, you know, people think that, just because they help you in getting, selling your house or increasing your finances, as if you forget all the shady things that they did in the process. And so, just a little backstory. Walmart parking lot waiting on my wife. Um, and so the way it worked, the way it went was, we got these people that wanted to buy the house, but they gave us hell pretty much the whole time. And so, first time, I don't know if I told you or not, but we sold the house sold, and we had an offering. We put it on the market. We had an offering 6.5 hours. And seven days later, those people backed out, and so we wasn't sure. That kind of set the tone of how we felt this selling of our house was going to go. And so about maybe a week and a half later, we ended up getting an offer from these people, and they asked for like $9,500 in closing costs. He was like, "Nah, we ain't doing that. We'll do three. Meet us halfway and give us five." He said, "No, we'll do three." And the whole reason was because we felt disrespected by the first offer. And so they kept sending little messages through our realtor about, make sure you clean up before you leave. And for one, you know, if you think that we're such dirty people, why do you want to buy a house? And for two, you know, if my realtor, who's not one of us, if she wanted to keep down the peace, why does she keep uh, sending these messages about us cleaning, being clean? What? We're not dirty people. We're cleaner than you are, cleaner than they are. And so we told after we closed, we told them that we will probably be out of the house that same day by 7 p.m. And that was our goal, but we wasn't going to do much until then because at any time, these people can back out, and then we sleeping on the floor and all this other type of foolishness. We just trying to protect ourselves. And so we closed, and you know how it is. You've been in the house almost 12 years, 2 bedroom, 3 bathroom house, 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom house, 12 years, and you got 2 children. You got a lot of stuff, which a lot of the stuff we had already taken care of, but some of it we didn't. And we thought we would be out by 7, but as time went on, after we actually signed on the dotted line, we realized that we weren't going to be able to be out by 7. So we told her, hey, and she told us we had to midnight in the first place. And as a courtesy, we said we would be out by 7, no later than 8. And so the lady, while we're packing, getting all this stuff out, our realtor hits us up. He's like, hey, what time are you going to be out? He said, we'll be out around 8, which is 8 o'clock. He says, well, the people who just bought the house, they want to see if you can get out early. And it was like, wait, what? The people who hit us with all this and I ain't even telling you all the things they said or messages, but it's like the people who hit us with all this disrespect, whatever. He's like, yeah. I said, no, tell them we're about at 12. You told us we had to 12. And so, she baited down a little bit. Then later on, she said our realtor hit us back. So, hey, he said, well, since we closed so early in the day, it's like they can insist that you get out. I'm like, what? I mean, I don't care if you insist. I mean, what does that have to do with anything? I don't bow to no man, and especially someone that is not of Yasharah. I'm not taking. No, we're not gonna do that. Matter of fact, tell them we'll be out at 12:01. And so she hits us back. She's like, hey, well, they the people who bought the house, they're pregnant and they want to come by and pick out a room for the baby. Well, keep in mind, well, I haven't told you yet, but the day before they did a walkthrough and complained about this, that, and the other. Kind of nothing really to complain about. I was like, okay, well, she could have picked out the room for the baby then. And two, I don't care if you're pregnant. I don't care about that. I mean, don't do that. I can really, get into that. But I was like, no, if you wanted to pick out the room for your baby, don't try to manipulate me with your children. I can care less about your children, and that's the facts. And so I just saying all these things to say, people think that, and our realtor, I believe she was in on a lot of it because she had too much information about them, and she was always talking about them and what they wanted. But we're the ones paying you, and not only did we pay you, we paid their other realtor. And so the thing is, these people think that, after we got, our money, that we should forget about all the things that you've said and all the things that you've done during the process. And that's not so. That's not you keep that same energy. That's how we felt. Keep that same energy you had, during the whole process. And so just giving a quick update, we got 7 days left and we'll be getting on a plane, fleeing Babylon, going to Tanzania, or Salaam, Tanzania, which is in East Africa. So just a little update. Shalom, family. I will try to make more posts, as the time. I'll try to post